All right, guys. So first of all, if you're new to the channel, welcome back. Definitely hit that subscribe button. We'll definitely have some more stuff coming your guys' way. For those of you that are returning to the channel, I know we've had some audio issues lately. Trying something different again. So I am on my third mic. That last one, I spent like 240 bucks on it, and I thought it'd be a really good mic. And it is, but I think it's like so good to the point where it picks up like the computer's fan and anything and it's almost annoying. So that's my third mic. Like this video right now is being recorded with just AirPods. I did order another type of microphone from Amazon that should be here later this week. Like you guys said, the audio wasn't that good. I heard you guys. Definitely trying to do something about it. Between the three mics I got, the AirPods, and the new mic I got coming here, I definitely feel like we'll solve the audio issue. So today's video is just going to be more how to analyze data from your backtesting. We're not actually going to sit here and backtest. What we're going to do is just take a few logical trades, win or losses, irrelevant, and I'm going to show you guys how I log data and what I do with it. If you want to see a few backtesting sessions, I did throw a few of our group backtesting sessions on the YouTube. You can do that, and they basically show you how we set it up and all that. This video to me is more about just data analysis. So, uh, for the sake of back testing here, we'll keep, or for the sake of this video, I mean, we'll keep this nice and short and sweet for everybody and right to the point. That is not what we meant to do. We'll just drag this across. And we could also say we have a rather than not, you know what we'll actually do? We'll pull a 4-hour key level here. And we're just going to pull 4-hour key levels rather than the blocks because they basically take up the whole screen. So rather than doing that, and forgive me guys if this is a bit slow, I'm making this video on my MacBook because the fan in it's a lot quieter than my Windows, so hopefully it comes out a little bit clearer. I did a test run and it seemed to be better, so hopefully that's the case. All right, so uh, quickly mark my 4 out key levels. I'll quickly check the 1 hour. I don't trade London, but we're going to pretend that we're going to do a quick London session and New York session just to kind of hit both sessions. So for London, we know the key timings is we need to see Frankfurt open, and Frankfurt needs to sweep or break Asia before you're even looking for trades. For me, in my time zone, Frankfurt opens at 2300 and London opens at midnight, for those of you wondering. So let's actually, what time are we at? So we'll go right to Frankfurt open actually. And we'll go to a trading time frame of 15 minutes. So for myself, if I was up for London, I likely wouldn't be looking for trades till that Asia low's broken, or the Asia high's taken, or the liquidity's taken. That's just me personally. You don't have to follow these rules. But through hundreds of backtesting sessions, even though I don't trade London, that is what I found. So Frankfurt Open here, one of two things. You'll obviously, we reacted to a 4-hour up here. The expectations to get some kind of reaction and maybe come down here and continue on going higher. As of right now, this is GU. I don't actually trade GU right now. I'm only trading EU. But again, this is not a backtesting session. This is a data analysis session. So for me, what I'm going to pull is the POIs here. These ones have imbalance. I like these. I wouldn't have taken that first short because Frankfurt hasn't opened yet. Frankfurt just opened. It took the Asia lows. So now I'm going to look to this zone here for what took the Asia lows. So with that in mind, we will quickly pull this supply and I'm going to just fill in this imbalance here and mark it out. I've been actually adding imbalance to my trading now that I've been testing a little bit of a different system. I've been trading more liquidity and inducement than I have been structure, but that whole system's based on you working with your imbalance. So it's actually something I started using a lot recently. So within my new rules, if the POI has no imbalance, I won't pull it. So this right here has no imbalance. I will no longer pull this zone because it no longer works with the new system I'm trading. All right, so we expect maybe a buy here, maybe a sell here. Just a quick analysis. Let's see if we can go win or lose a trade here. And I'm just going to kind of show you how I analyze things and record data. So now that Frankfurt has left, oh, that's weird, it gapped. All right, so ideally I'd like a trade from here. If it doesn't come back, maybe you'll take a flip zone. So you do appear to keep on heading down. There's a high chance this could become inducement. For the sake of backtesting, we're just going to take this trade. And I don't really care if it loses or wins. I just want to show you guys how to log data. All right, cool. So we're going to just say we executed this. Again, guys, don't focus too much on the results. It's not what this video is about. And, you know, it's GU, so you want to be, I don't know, maybe give it a pip above because it's a mean pair if you don't give it room to breathe. And let's just say we're going for a little 4R or something, nothing crazy. Or you could even say 5R is my minimum, and I want that minimum. Anyway, not ideal setup. I probably wouldn't take that. I'll be completely honest. So I break even at 2R. If this comes back, that'll break us even. All right, well, I was kind of hoping that was going to lose so I could start logging data. All right, no worries. That one didn't work for us. Yeah. So we came into this POI. Let's say we had a buy bias, and maybe we could say we have our first chalk rate here. So within my data, like I don't actually even use chalks to enter very often anymore, but right before I switched systems, one of the things I started noticing is that a lot of my first chalks lost. So with a little bit of luck, this guy loses for us. And we'll just kind of confirm that data. And we could maybe go to this imbalance. I don't know, nothing crazy. Again, I don't care about the results right now. I just, we're going to take like a few trades and we're going to log some data. All right, cool. Stop loss hit. Great. Let's carry on. We're just going to quickly look at the 1 hour here. So we can actually take this POI and use this wick instead. And the reason we're going to go to it is my zone's a little bigger. All right, so we're going to take the next chalk and hopefully that one loses too. And usually after the second, you have a higher probability. I like to see 3 drives and they seem to have a way higher hit rate. Now with this, you will miss trades. All right, so we got another chalk here, totally cool. And this is part of the AMD lit cycle. For those of you that haven't watched that video, definitely do so. There's different variations of it, but fake chalks are part of it, or some people call this the smart money trap, whatever you want to call it. But statistically, in my testing, these fail. So you're a good little trader, but you're a little aggressive. You took the first chalk, you took the second chalk, and now you're going to take the third chalk too if this one doesn't go. All right, let's actually, so that hasn't tapped us in yet. All right, that tapped us in. You got an okay reaction, not the greatest. So that reaction's a little poor. Not what I like to see. All right, so SL hit on this one too. And we're gonna come back to why we're taking these. Like I said, real market scenario, I wouldn't be in either of these. But now that these equals got run, now I'm interested in a buy. The AMD cycle has run its cycle. We've stopped out about a bunch of smart money traders. And yes, we trade smart money, and I don't like the name. I think it's mismarketed. To me, it's just supply and demand. Okay, here we got relatively equal lows. This barely swept it. Here we got a good sweep. To me, this is a complete AMD cycle now because this is now our third drive into the POI. So you get drive one, fail, drive two, fail, drive three. The probabilities become more in your favor. So did that chalk for us? Not yet. Not yet. All right, that definitely chalked. Now, we'll put a limit on this, and with a little bit of luck, again, this one doesn't stop us out. And it's GU, so I'm gonna be, lenient. I don't really care. I don't push the 2-pip culture anymore. It's something I actually plan to curb even more so in the future. I just cover the POI. If it's small, great. If it's big, great. And I've been making a lot more money with this attitude. So this one never tapped us in. It's actually going off the imbalance. It's actually going off our lit zone. We won't be showing that on this video. That's a whole other topic. Anyway, so now we're in the dead zone. I didn't get tapped in, so I'd probably take this order off at this point. So 330 to 5, I'm not really too interested in the trade. So let's just fast forward, see if we can find something else. You could actually even say you got a 15 chalk here. So what we'll do is actually pull another demand and maybe we'll get a trade to go, maybe it'll lose. Not really super relevant. Actually, that one doesn't. Well, we do have a tiny bit of imbalance there that it did get filled, but because the imbalance was there originally, I'm willing to use that. If you could see that little gap in between these two wicks right there, that validates this POI for me, even though the imbalance has been filled. And this is actually what the order went off of. Again, that's a lit entry. Okay, so let's see if we got a top back in. Still the dead zone. I'm not really interested in looking at this till 5. All right, so that one just didn't happen for us, and that's totally fine. What I want to do is now I want to come back and be like, and usually I take this data over about 100 to 200 trades before I validate it into a trade plan. So something I've recently discovered with one of my coaches, if we have two zones inside and you're just not sure which one, rather than forcing the trade, either just take the extreme or wait for it to go down and take the flip zone. In this case, we took the flip zone. So we're just going to say flip zone. Whoa, that is not what I wanted. All right, flip zone worked out. So the first flip zone worked out. What I want to make note is also this flip zone is close to the POI. We didn't take the flip zone down here, down here. We don't keep chasing them. But if you did keep chasing these, and let's say you did get tapped in on these, you would say, for example, flip zone worked out. 2 out of 5 went to target. First flip zone. Maybe we could even say 3 out of 5. So I was like, okay, so this is in the future. You could maybe say the first flip zone nearest to the POI is worth taking. Let's pretend you took this flip zone and you got tapped in and out of 5 of them, only 1 worked. Next flip zone, only 1 out of 5 worked. Okay, cool. So statistically now, I'm telling myself that as I get further away from my trading time frame POI, which is the 15-minute, only 1 out of 5 work. Okay, so I know statistically I don't want to be in these, and this is just an example, guys, what I do. Now, statistically, we could say uh, first chalk, 1 out of 5 worked. And the way I trade now, I would have actually been in that because I actually cover imbalance now, but not the purpose of this video. Um, second chalk, maybe let's say 1 out of 5 worked. Cool. And again, we won't care too much about the results, but let's say we did get tapped into this because we covered the imbalance and maybe we only covered this POI instead of the extreme. I'm going to say third chalk, 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 worked. So that'll be my lower time entry notes that I make, and this is just on a small scale. You're going to want to put these across 100 trades, 200 trades. And what you're going to find is you're going to find consistencies in your data of things that don't work in your favor. And you're going to find consistencies in your data of things that work in your favor. So, one of my members in my community, he was a break-even trader at 5-hour trades. He's still newer. So we told him to only go for 4R, and he raised his hit rate by 20%. And right now, that was enough to push him into profitability. He's made some more refinements, and he's doing really well. But just by cutting out, going instead of shooting for 5 hours minimum, he's only shooting for 4 hours. And I think he's running about a 40% hit rate on wins, 30% losses, 30% win, or 30% break evens, I should say. So he's very profitable with this, and I think he's even got his hit rate up since then. Let's actually see. I'm kind of curious. So this one may or may not hit target. Anyway, whether it does or not. So that's some entry notes I'll make. All right, so there's your TP hit. So you could say now that validates the notes you just made on the 1 minute. The third chalk worked. Now, what I'll do is just like I do on the entries, I'll go to my higher time frame too. And this is actually one of the reasons I only use POIs with imbalance now. The POIs with imbalance have given me a higher success rate than the POIs that didn't have any imbalance. So where we were going back to back in the day, I would have pulled this as a demand. After I pulled whatever it was, 60 or 70 of them, for the amount of trades that went off of them, I had a lot more fail. So I stopped using them altogether. It's been a big game changer for me, and I do this in every back testing session. And another thing I have noticed, for example, when a POI does work, one of the other things it has beside an imbalance is that POI sweeps something, meaning it takes liquidity when it created the POI, and when it creates that liquidity, a lot of times it'll follow with this little imbalance in here. So just these little tips alone were able to get my hit rate up, and they're allowing me to extract more money out of the market. So now I'll go make these notes on, let's say, the 15-minute. I'll go on the 1 hour and I'll do the exact same thing. Which 1 hour POIs are valid? Well, this one's valid. It's got imbalance. Cool. We got a reaction on our third chalk. You made money. You got your 5 hours. So that's all matching statistics. Will I use any of these 1 hour POIs? No, I will not. And 2 reasons. 1, they got no imbalance. 2, this is liquidity to target, trendline liquidity. So if I was to short GU down and it looked like it wanted to short, let's say it came through here, this would be the first place I would pay myself. The second place would be this POI with imbalance. And because this inducement's above it, I know I could probably play a reaction back into another POI. So I'm not going to scribble all this stuff all over because you guys will have to sit here for an hour. But these are the things I make note of. And what a lot of people do is they'll record a little bit of data for 5 or 10 trades, and they'll be like, "Well, this works and this doesn't." Well, no, that's not necessarily the case. Test it across 100 trades. Test it across 200 trades. Test it across multiple pairs if you trade multiple pairs. Like right now, I'm only trading euro since I'm trading lit, and I've done really well with it. But I've really had to refine my entries, refine what I do. And one of the things that's helping me a lot right now is back testing and forward testing and making these notes and scribbling all over. And the more you can do this and the more data you can record, suddenly you'll notice your hit rates going up. And rather than you losing, let's say, 5 or 6 trades out of 10, maybe you're only losing 3 or 4, and rather than you breaking even on one, maybe you're breaking even on 2 or 3. And now your wins are minimum 5R a piece. So the 2, 3, 4 trades that went to target covered your losses and put you on profit. And if you can start analyzing this data, so for me, one of the things I also record is what time was it that trades worked out for me. So the initial kill zone is I taught my time is 8 to 4. With lit, I'm trading 5 to 9. As of right now, the data hasn't differed too much from what I was getting to 8 to 4, but my buddy that's teaching me is telling me we're now using 5 to 9 instead of 4 to 8. And honestly, the data hasn't been that different yet. But as I take this data across 2, 3, 400 more trades, if I find that that time indeed produces more results, and not trading that hour before my lit session timings, it does make a difference. I will definitely add that in. And like right now, That's my main concern right now. Is I've been testing the different kill zone hours. So all of this stuff gets recorded. It goes in my Notion. I save the screenshots of all this. I save the trading view links. I go back and look at this stuff and I'm like, what's constantly occurring? And the same way I do this in the market, if I hit a string of losses, for example, I'll go look at what happened prior to the losses. Oh, I had a POI, and the way it chalked, it maybe produced 3 possible areas to enter from, and I took a silly loss that was unnecessary. I could have just either waited for the extreme or, maybe played the next flip zone. Let's say I put it on, let's say price goes off the extreme. Let's just make an illustration here. Let's say price comes into your POI and you have a zone here, maybe you have a zone here, and maybe you have a zone here. And because of the way it chalked, you have 3 zones and you don't know which to take. Statistically, this one has produced the lowest results for me. But just by not taking it, I've avoided a lot of losses. Just by sticking to the extreme, I've had more wins. Now, I know that if it goes off of this and the move is true, I don't need to worry. Why? Because when this break happens, maybe I'll only have one zone that's responsible for this break and I can catch it up here. But rather than doing an order here and an order here and an order here, I'll cover my extreme and I will wait for the market to show me more. Again, seems a little bit lame, but it's not about catching every trade. It's about catching the highest probability trades. So for myself, these are the things I test. I also I also look at how did the chalk form. Did it just barely break by a wick and then reverse? Or did it come through it with a lot of force and multiple candles went up? The stronger the force of the chalk, the higher probability the chalk is. And all of these things are recorded in my data. And you can't get this data from any course. You can't get this data from anyone. This data has to come from your own testing. Only the market can teach you this stuff because how you see it is different than how your mentor sees it. I can tell you what I record and what I'm looking at. It is up to you, the trader, to go take this stuff, to test it, and to see what works for you. Because ultimately, everybody looks at the market a little bit different. So you need to see what works for you and what gets you into profitability. Once you have a system that is consistently profitable, now you can be like, okay, I'm a profitable trader. What else can I fix? Okay, well, I'm still taking a few more losses than I'd like to be. Or sometimes I let trades that are 4, 5, 6 hour in profit break even full volume. Okay, I need to implement a rule that says 50% of the way to target, I'm going to close 50% of my position, so I'm always taking something out of the market. Like I have a certain place where my trading software automatically partials me out because the data showed me I make more money in the long run by paying myself. I don't hold stuff full volume anymore. A long time ago, I broke even on like, I don't know, it was like a 49 hour trade on Aussie that I held for 2 days. And it was only a couple pips from TP and it came back and broke me even full volume. So since that, I always now pay myself. Sometimes I'll even pay myself a few times along the way. I can always get into more positions. But yeah, this whole video was based on just data gathering and taking this data and recording it to make yourself into a better trader. Now, I'm not going to ramble on too much more, guys. I think you get the point. If you have questions, reach out to me, DM me on Instagram. I don't mind answering a few questions. The best thing to do though is to test this stuff for yourself. Again, definitely subscribe to this channel. I got about 3 or 4 more videos planned that are going to be getting dropped every Sunday. Just stuff people have asked for, and we'll slowly start dropping more knowledge to you guys of things that can help you become an actual trader. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.